back to the Lit Cave. Been a week since the last video, and I'm trying to get myself back in line with making these videos. I'm still trying to figure out what the best setup for myself is as far as filming these videos, since the lamp I used to use is gone, and we've rearranged the room a few times, so it is, bear with me if the laptop that I'm filming on moves a little bit. I apologize for shakiness, but we'll keep working on it. So today is a wrap-up for the 3rd week of May. I haven't done a wrap-up since the 4th week of February, so it's been 6 full weeks since I've done a wrap-up. But to be honest, I hadn't been reading that much, so you didn't really miss anything. But this week, I finally got back to reading, and I've been in a bit of a reading slump. I've read bits and pieces of books here and there, but I've been doing a lot of reading this last week, and it's been great. I've enjoyed it. So let me talk to you a little bit about what I've been reading. In class, as is always the case in the 6 weeks, my students are all reading To Kill a Mockingbird, and I talked about that briefly last video, but I am loving it so much. I plan on doing a separate video just for To Kill a Mockingbird at some point, just to talk about how great of a book it is. But we have just finished chapter 22, chapter 23 in some classes, so I'm pretty happy about that and looking forward to moving on with the book. So, still reading To Kill a Mockingbird. Now, one thing I did finish reading, and I will be doing also a book haul video because I did have my birthday in the 2nd week of May, but one thing I did finish in this week was one of the birthday gifts that I got, which was from my lovely wife. She bought me 2 books that I asked her for my birthday, and one of them was this little beauty right here, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. And if you're questioning the pronunciation of her name, I've watched several videos of her recently, one with Jessie the Reader and one with someone else. I forget at the moment, but I'll link them both in the doobly-doo, where she actually pronounces her name, so you know it's right, you know. But A Court of Thorns and Roses, so freaking good. So good. Sarah J. Maas does not disappoint at all. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars, and I was happy to give it 5 out of 5 stars. I will say that the ending was super intense, super, like, throughout the book, there's some parts where you're kind of like, oh, what's going to happen? But, like, the whole last several chapters of this book were just intense. They were kind of violent, but good. So I'm super excited to read more of these. I heard, I want to say it was Catty-tastic talking about it a little bit, and she said, I knew this was the first of a series, but she said that the future books will talk about, will be kind of based off of other fairy tales or myths, like this one's based off of Beauty and the Beast, and so I'm super excited to see that. I want to see who they're based off of, and who, which fairy tales they're based off of, and where they go from there. Hopefully, I mean, I love Beauty and the Beast a lot, but you get a lot of Beauty and the Beast retellings. It'll be interesting to see if some of the fairy tales or stories she pulls from are some of the less frequently pulled from stories. But either way, Sarah J. Maas really can't do any wrong in my eyes right now. And hopefully that's true when the next Throne of Glass book comes out later this year too. So I finished that. Really good. 5 stars. And a 5 out of 5, It's not like 5 out of 50. The other thing I finished, the same day I finished that, I read this whole thing, and that is this one right here. Can you see it? Do you need, there we go. This one. Batman Earth 1 Volume 2. I've talked about these before, the Earth 1 books from DC Comics. They are standalone graphic novels. Well, what I mean by standalone graphic novels, they are graphic novels that do not come in independent issues, so they're not collections, they're not bind-ups. They do not follow continuity at all, although that's something DC is about to kind of let everyone do, is just kind of write their stories and not worry about continuity. But there is some continuity within the Earth 1 world. So far, there's really not been much connection between the 3 stories that have been written in Earth 1, which are Superman, Teen Titans, and Batman. But they're quite different, and the authors that they get to write these are really different. You know, for the Superman Earth 1 books, they've been written by J. Michael Straczynski, who's the creator of Babylon 5, and they've been phenomenal. These Batman Earth 1 books are written by Jeff Johns, and I love Jeff Johns a lot. He's one of my favorite authors for comic books. Pretty much him and Brian Michael Bendis and Frank Miller are top of the tops for me. There's a lot of other great ones, but when you're talking about superheroes, those are the guys I think of. But this Batman Earth 1 Volume 2 did not disappoint at all. I feel like it's a very different take on Killer Croc, a very different take on Two-Face, and a different take on Alfred, and I like it a lot. I think there's some kind of clever ways that they play with the Batman mythology. So I really, really enjoyed it. And I gave this one, on Goodreads I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, but I'd say it's probably 4.5 out of 5 stars. But very good. So also love that. So as far as what I'm reading now, I just started reading Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson, another book I got for my birthday. And I'll talk about this a little bit more. Hopefully next week I'll be a little further along and I can tell you more about it. But I picked this up at Target with a birthday card, and I'll talk about this also in the haul video. But part of the reason I wanted to read this is I know that this is being made into a movie, and it's going to star Emma Watson. And I'm interested to read that, or to see that. But I wanted to have read the book first. And Emma Watson was kind of passionate about it, so I have high expectations for it because I respect her. So that's what I'm reading at the moment. I'm also still reading several books on my own. And I'm not even going to talk about those right now or link those because they're books that are going to take me a long time to read. But you can see on Goodreads all the other books that I'm reading right now. So the next video that I'll probably put out is a book haul video for my birthday. And until then, see you same lit time, same lit channel.